On today's video, I'm going to show you how I do my base routine. I use my primers, my setters, my powders to really have a long wearing makeup look for the holidays. The makeup look is on another video, so I will definitely leave it linked if it's already up. I will upload that following this video, so it should be my next video up. I'm going to be using different things, One Size, Milk, 2 different setting sprays. I use them all very differently. We're going to talk about skin prep. Get right into it. Let me show you how I prep, prime, and set. Prepping for skin, I've always mentioned that exfoliating is so important for a smooth canvas. There's so many dry skin cells. I already exfoliated, but I'm absolutely very dry because you have to heavily hydrate after. For my type, oily skin type, I have noticed that my makeup lasts a lot longer when I'm using oil-free products. So I'm gonna start off from the skincare with an oil-free moisturizer. This one is Cloud Dew by Summer Fridays. Ideally, you would sprit your face, but I'm just gonna go right in with this one. I have a little blemish under my eye. After I put hydration into my skin, you want to work with things that are all the same. If it's water-based, then find a water-based foundation. If you're adding a lot of oils, try to find an oil-based foundation that works with that. Another step of hydration, it is an eye cream. I've been using this one for CeraVe for a little bit and I really enjoy it. I'm not necessarily sure if it's oil-free, but under the eye, I'm not too picky about it being oily-free because under the eye, there's not really oils there. I of course hydrate my lips with a lip balm. This is essential. Favorite, Kosas Sport. Never gonna change it. So that is basically the skin prep that I like to do on my personal skin. If you're drier, go ahead and go with your favorite moisturizer, anything that you've tried that works. We're gonna talk about different setting sprays, primers. A recent discovery and love is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. I love to use this before I apply any primer. You can use it for prepping and for setting, and I just love applying this. So I definitely let it dry before I go ahead and apply the next step. I've been trying the Hydro Grip Primer by Milk. Everybody loves this. It is very great. If you're drier, you're probably gonna really love this. If you prefer a more traditional pore filling primer, I really love this one by Tatcha. It's the solid version and I adore it. I really like it. But a lot of us are probably in the winter months, so I think a little bit of boost of hydration is gonna help us. And use 1 pump of this. I wouldn't move it too much because it starts pilling. So once it applies, it is very sticky. So it's definitely giving a little bit of glow there. I'm gonna put on my foundation. I've been using this foundation a lot and it's oil-free. This grip primer is also oil-free. I am gonna go ahead and use the Luminous Silk by Giorgio Armani. I am in the shade 4. Sometimes it's a little too dark for me. Apply 1 pump for the coverage that I have right now. I usually go back and add a little more in specific areas, like around the mouth, the shin. And what I like about this foundation is that it looks radiant, but it's not an oily radiant. It definitely sets and dries down. It's more like a lit from within finish. It doesn't really look really oily or greasy like the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. You definitely have to powder that one. I'm not gonna put concealer on because I really just wanna start with the eyes. And I kinda wanna get my eyebrows out of the way. Okay, so now that I did my brows off camera, I'm gonna start with my eyes. For long wearing eye makeup, definitely use an eye primer. I've been using this one from Urban Decay for years and I absolutely love it. An eye primer is just essential for long wearing makeup. So I'm just gonna use a setting powder. This one is from Kat Von D or KVD. I'm just gonna set it really fast. So I primed and set my eyelids. I just did my eye makeup. You would definitely see it on another tutorial where I give you a holiday look. This is definitely a sneak peek. But to finish up with the primers, I'm gonna use a under eye primer. I know I reviewed this and I didn't really notice a difference. What I have noticed is that it's very sticky and it helps with fading. I feel like when I reviewed it, I was more focused on the creasing aspect of it. What this shines to me is gripping and helping with the fade. I'm gonna let the primer set a little bit, and while I do that, I'm gonna revisit my foundation a little bit. Make sure everything is in place, nothing has moved. I took a lot longer with the eye makeup than I thought I was gonna take. I need to set immediately. We're gonna get to the setting portion of this video in a second. Okay, so now that I applied the under eye grip primer, I'm gonna apply the Beautiful Skin Charlotte Tilbury concealer because it's the brightest that I have, and I just want a bright under eye. And I'm also going to highlight on the sides of my nose and on my shin a little bit. I'm gonna clean up the sides of the concealer and blend away any harsh lines. All right, so for setting the face, I'm gonna keep moving with the same powder, the Kat Von D one, but essentially the techniques are different. I use a fluffy brush like this one and also a sponge. I put some powder on the cap and I love to swirl around the brush. I actually like to set my under eye very lightly. I don't love baking, so I first start tapping it and then removing it off. And that is how I set my under eye. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of cream bronzer. So what I like to do is that before I set, I like to give a little spritz. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit. It's just gonna bring back glow into the face. So now I'm gonna go back with the setting powder after I sprayed it. Rub off the excess on the back of your hand. You see how this still has a little bit of radiance and this looks pretty mattified? I want that area to be the most mattified. I'm also gonna apply some in the center of my forehead. And then you can use a really big brush to kind of set anywhere else. Perfect. Now I'm gonna move on to blush. I'm just gonna use that same big fluffy brush. A great way to make your lip liner last longer. I had lip balm on, but I've been doing my makeup for a very long time, so probably worn off by now. I have a lip primer. This one's from Bite Beauty. Unfortunately, they don't exist anymore. Before this one, I really loved the MAC one, and that one's still available, so you could just get that one. It really helps the lip liner glide on effortlessly, and it helps with feathering a lot. So last step to setting your face and making it last. I would literally go with another spray. You could keep using this one, but I also wanted to show you this alternative for anybody who's oily skin. Shake it very well. It's kind of weird. I don't think I'm very used to it still. I don't know if I love it. I'm trying it still. It's a mattifying setting spray, and it definitely feels like you're using hairspray on your face. So those are my tips for making your holiday makeup last a lot longer. Stay tuned for the video where I show you how I did this holiday look and what products I used. It should be my next video up. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.